Welcome everyone to this series, GenAI Automation for MSPs. I'm your host, Manish Sharma. I'm a Chief Revenue Officer for Rezolve.ai. And I have with me my friend and colleague, Matt Ruks, CEO of XOP.ai. Matt, you want to tell us a little bit about your background because your background is relevant here in this conversation.
Sure. Thanks, Manish, for having me. My name is Matt Ruks. I'm the CEO and founder of XOP.ai. Formerly, I was the CEO of Design Data, a leading MSP based out of Washington, D.C., 28-year career, and left Design Data to found an AI company specifically focused on implementing the Rezolve.ai product for MSPs. So thanks for having me.
Welcome, Matt. So, Matt, in this series, this is a very series which is focused on MSPs. We are only going to talk about all things GenAI, Agentic AI, and automation with respect to MSPs. To get us started in the first video of this series, I want to ask you a question. Everyone, of course, is talking about GenAI. They couldn't talk enough about it in 2023 and 2024. As far as I'm concerned, I think 2024 was a great year for us, and 2025 looks like a fantastic year in making. It looks like, feels like, it smells like something really big that is going to happen in 2025. But for our listeners, tell us a little bit about why Gen AI and Agentic AI are important and will increasingly become more important for MSPs.
Sure. And I agree. I think 2025 is the year that we're actually going to see mass adoption of AI in the MSP space. And there's primarily three reasons for it. Number one, with the MSP internal, there's opportunity to help engineers solve problems more quickly, drive efficiencies there. There's opportunity to use AI in a customer service capacity so that we can identify tickets that are going sideways that need escalation. So there's a lot of benefit internally to the MSP itself. Second, there's a gigantic opportunity, and early adopters are already realizing the benefit of this, for a cost of revenue reduction in terms of the number of tickets that are coming into the MSP. And so what we're seeing here is opportunities for automation to deflect tickets. There's opportunities for self-resolution of service tickets by end users. And the largest MSPs that are out there are the early adopters right now. And we're seeing this, frankly, being a cost of revenue reduction exercise and driving efficiencies that way. And then the third thing that we're seeing is revenue generating opportunities. And we haven't seen much in the marketplace with MSPs actually driving revenue and having something that they can market and sell and implement to their clientele. And that's the third, I think, bucket of opportunity in 2025.
Yeah. And if you can put that slide on, meanwhile, I think, the competitive MSP's world is a very competitive space, right? I mean, there's no question about it. If people can get better services from some other MSPs and at a lower cost, for example, it will be reflected in the decisions that they take about the MSPs fairly quickly, right? So therefore, MSPs don't have, unlike internal organizations, they don't have, the convenience or opportunity not to take a decision fast enough. I think once everyone starts going that direction, you want to stay in the market, you want to stay competitive, you got to do that. You already mentioned about the core areas: ticket deflection, client retention, new client acquisition, automation. Anything else that you want to talk about here?
I'll just highlight two things. Number one, ticket deflection. If we go into a time machine and go to the year 2027, ticket deflection is going to be a meaningful differentiator. Those MSPs that implement this and start that journey today, truly, they could realize in a 2-year period of time a 30% reduction, 40% reduction of level 1 tickets that are coming into the help desk. And again, that'll be a meaningful cost of revenue reduction. And then let me introduce Teams as a channel. That's very, very important. because we have built our AI solution inside Microsoft Teams, not inside the app. So this isn't running inside ConnectWise Manage. It's not running inside ServiceNow. And that empowers us to connect to disparate data sources. It also, Teams tends to be the interface in which the end user community lives. And so Teams is the area in which, the world conducts their business. And we've built everything inside Microsoft Teams. And I think that's important.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how good a channel Teams has become and how much people are interacting with Teams anyway, right? So why have them make a phone call to you or write an email to you or use some other third-party app or something like that? Go at Teams. That's a channel they're used to. Just let them interact with a smart agentic AI in Teams, which will then figure out how to help them, including calling a technician if required, right? There are different options there. That sounds great. So tell us a little bit more about this process through the Microsoft Teams as a channel.
Sure. So let's put, first off, let's put our end user goggles on. So I want you to imagine that you're an end user, one of the clients that you support. The employee has a Microsoft Teams, a chatbot interface. This, by the way, is an MSP branded bot. So we'll call our MSP ABC MSP. So you're an ABC MSP customer, you're an employee. You simply go to that bot and you ask a question. In this context, it's an IT question, but frankly, and we'll explore this further in subsequent videos, it could be an HR question, it could be a knowledge management query. But for the purposes of today, it's an IT question. So they ask something along the lines of, how do I repair my VPN connection? It keeps dropping. The AI chatbot is going to hit whatever knowledge sources we give it access to. It's going to deliver an answer to the question, and the bot is going to ask the end user, did we get it right? And the end user is either going to give a thumbs up that it solved the problem, in which case we record a victory, or it's going to give a red thumbs down, indicating that the bot did not answer the question and the problem goes unresolved. Then at that point, they have the option to chat with an engineer. Part of the solution is live chat. And that's not mandatory. I know that there's some MSPs that don't want to head down that road at this point, and in which case that could be bypassed, but you do have the ability to chat with an engineer. Then at that point, we can open up a ticket.
Yep.
This is fully integrated with ConnectWise Manage. It's integrated with ServiceNow. In the future, we'll integrate with Halo and Autotask, that kind of thing. But it's fully integrated so that when the end user opens up that ticket, the engineer on the other end that's operating in ConnectWise Manage can then field that ticket or go through that triage process. Subsequent updates, when the engineer updates the ticket, the end user can see that inside Microsoft Teams and vice versa. So it's a fully integrated Microsoft Teams experience. This is going to have the benefit of offloading email volume, offloading phone call volume into the queue. And so introducing Teams as a channel, I think this is a big deal, Manish.
Yep, I agree. And as a user of Teams, I'm spending maybe 30% of my workday in Teams, right? Maybe more. And therefore, if I have a channel in Teams, or I say channel loosely, it's an app actually. If it's an app in Teams using which I can, get my support when I need it very quickly, seamlessly, without any friction, I love it, right? Why would I try to figure out who do I call, where do I write an email? Is it the threshold to write an email? Can I solve this problem on my own? Do I need help? If someone can triage all this for me without any friction, right away, instantaneously, I love it. Why won't I?
Yeah, and so if we look down the path and imagine that we're in 2027, I realistically can see that this Teams interface will become the predominant channel in which the end user community communicates with the MSP. Offloading, email, again, offloading phone call volume. And I've never met an MSP, Manish, that wants more phone calls in the queue. And so, yeah, I think this is a game